What was the worst phase of your life? Right now. My mom passed away from bone cancer. I left a high-paying job to be her full-time caretaker over the final 2 years. That left me living in her house, with only a struggling consulting business. COVID killed that. Right now I am waiting for my unemployment to be approved, but it's been a month and no money yet. No mom, no job, no money. My vehicle's alternator died this morning. Sunday is Mother's Day. I am a mess. Being depressed as a teenager. Missed out on so many things growing up because of it. I still feel like I'm playing catch-up in life sometimes. 19,982,013. I was ages 20-35. I was in a terrible, loveless, painful marriage. I was trying so hard to raise 2 kids, build a career, make a home, but I had nothing. Every one of my successes was systematically diminished. I spent 15 years barely breathing. When I think of my ex-husband, it's like thinking about an unpleasant stranger I met in passing many years ago. It's like my mind won't let me return there. Thank frick it's over. Shortly after turning 25 I got really sick. Was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, horrible few years fighting for my life. Pain, nausea, depression when it was supposed to be the best times. Forced to drop out of grad school shortly after getting accepted cause I couldn't do it from the hospital. I spent more time in the hospital than at home. 14 months of morphine, 5+ months of being TPN aka being fed through a tube in my arm that kept getting infected so had to move it to the opposite arm a couple times. Then complications such as multiple pulmonary embolisms which are painful, collapsed lung etc. Lost way too much weight way too fast, face ballooned up and acne from all the steroids and mounting medical debts that I stopped counting when it hit $2 million. Shittiest part of my life by far. About 2 years ago when I was severely depressed, life wasn't going the way I wanted it to. I was verbally abused every day by my boss, hated my life and the decisions I made, couldn't afford rent or food, I was starving most of the time, I was seriously considering just ending it all because I couldn't stand this pathetic existence anymore. Luckily my old boss needed me back so I quit my toxic job and went back to my old one and I started making money again. Eventually moved into my own house and things have been great ever since. I still go through periods of depression, I always have struggled with that, but I don't want to kill myself anymore, which is nice. Probably the one where I was shoveling drugs and liquor down my neck for about 10 years straight. I was a horse girl from 2nd to 5th grade. And I wondered why nobody wanted to be my friend. What have you learned with your time on Reddit? That my family is amazing and I'm very lucky to have them. Like never before. I'm super grateful for my parents and my in-laws, y'all families are nuts. People are really defensive over small things on Reddit. If you aren't one of the first comments in a rapidly growing thread, you could put the COVID-19 cure in there and no one would see it. Just like in the outside world, there will be good people and there will be bad people. Choose your interactions with the right group, and you will enjoy your time. That you can't post an unpopular opinion on r unpopular opinion because it is for popular opinions. Don't speak your opinion on a touchy subject unless you don't mind getting downvoted. Pick your battles. Many battles aren't worth fighting, with your wife, who's otherwise great, with your boss, who knows something is stupid but has to do what he's told, with a cranky toddler who only wants to wear purple today. Conversely, don't be a doormat. Some battles are worth fighting. Some battles are worth fighting even if you think you'll lose. Try to find your own principles, and let them guide your judgment. That Reddit is not at all representative of the greater population. It doesn't accurately reflect the world's population in either opinions, class or racial makeup, or age. Do not share your opinion if it's unpopular. I learned there are a lot of people out there that I thought didn't actually exist, because how could they? Nobody thinks like that, right? That very much exist. That circumcision and tipping in restaurants will get everyone's jimmies rustled faster than I've ever seen jimmies rustled in my life. What are people slowly starting to forget? That before the EPA and environmental ordinances, the pollution was so bad that major cities occasionally had days they had to keep the streetlights on during the day because the sun was blotted out. The Las Vegas shooter's motive was never revealed. Others' past embarrassments, even though we still hold on to ours. Netflix that would arrive in the mail. Polio, and generally a world without vaccines. Every time I see unprecedented in the media these days I think, oh, it's precedented, you just don't remember it. People who saw something next to the road and stopped to take a look. What's your story? The wife was driving when I asked her if we could turn around because I saw something on the side of the road that I was instantly sure was a rubber 1990s WWF Iron Sheik action figure. We turned around, and she slowed down as I opened the door and scooped up what was 100% a rubber 1990s WWF Iron Sheik action figure. He now lives in the ceiling beams of the laundry room where he watches over the washer. In a muddy ditch, me and my sisters got out to see a filthy dog drowning in this mud pit. My sister jumped in, dragged the dog out, and we took it in. The owner of the dog had apparently gotten sick of her and let her out in the middle of the busy road. He didn't want her anymore, so he gave her to us. She was a mixed pit bull terrier we named Flower, who lived with us for 13 years. I miss my Flower now. She was one of the kindest dogs I ever had. Near my house by an intersection, guy dressed in leather and a huge trench coat was stabbing a skateboard with a weird sword. Around 10 on a Sunday night, nobody else around. I found some gourds, but they were too tough to cut into with my pocket knife and smelled like terrible body odor, so I left them. Another time while out biking I saw a ski in the gutter. A few blocks farther, I found the other ski, so I picked it up and went back for the first one. On the way home with a pair of skis across the handlebars, I found another pair of skis in the gutter, so I took those home too. My mom was absolutely baffled when I rolled up to the house. Thought I had seen a turtle. I pulled over. It was a turtle. That was a great day. I saw something in the middle of the road once after work one night. I stopped my car, got out, and called out to it. It ran straight to me and climbed on my shoulders. That's the story of how I met my cat 4 years ago. How did you meet your best friend? We met in elementary.
Believing in me and giving me this chance.
Subscribe.
He said it.